Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Base Jam Sessions. We are on our third session today, and will be moderated by myself, Eddie Kago, and the Base Lead for East Africa. And the session will be conducted by Christine Kinya, who is our community DevRel, and she'll be taking us through Base Pay and how we can integrate Base Pay to make easy payments using USDC in just one tap. And that's through the X42 protocol. And yeah, so I'll let Kenya to take it from here.
Hi everyone. I think we should give it 5 minutes for people to join. Yeah. I think we can get started now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Hello again. Yes, we're back. And as Eddie mentioned, the today's topic is a one-tap USDC payments using BasePay and X42. So the mission today is to understand the BasePay fundamentals and X42 payment protocol. A quick overview from what we did last week. We did base accounts that were used for authentication, and now we're doing base pay. Base pay is for making payments. It's just one function that you integrate into your application to make payment. X402 is for HTTP payments over HTTP protocol. So we're going to get started with our three main parts. Understand how, why, and how. So, and what. So, what are base pay and X402? For base pay, for this, I'm going to just, going to bring you on the docs so that I can explain better. Base pay is a function, it's just one function. Pay function is the core method for base pay that is lets users send USDC. So I'm sure we're all aware what is USDC on base network. And this is, there is no fees for the merchant, there is no fee for the user. You don't need to have an external extension wallet for your users to make this payment. They just need to have a base account. So you don't need to sign in to the base account, but you need to have a base account for you to make base payments. For you to make base payment, you need to have a base account. So basically, that is what base pay. In the simplest term, I will explain base pay as that one function you integrate on your application to accept USDC or for your users to make USDC payments. So that is base pay. We're going to get deep into it further. What is X402? Quickly take you there to the docs. So this is a very interesting concept. And why is it called X402? Specifically, why is it called 402? So 402 was a payment requirement status code that was reserved in the future, technically to allow clients to make payments for HTTP requests. To explain in the simplest terms, as this says, it's a status code. Status code, normally the way you have 200, you have 404 for not found, you have 43 for forbidden. We have quite a number of status codes and the meanings. So for 402 is payment requirement. This means that the content that is being returned by the HTTP request you're making has to be paid for. It is protected. So that content that you're trying to access using an HTTP request is, you need to make a payment for you to access the content. So that's technically what why it's called 402. It's a status code that was created to enable digital cash or micro payment systems and would indicate that the requested content is not available until the client makes a payment. So that is the whole reason why it's called X402 payment, because it's an open standard that enables services to charge for access to their API and content directly over HTTP. What do I mean by this? If someone, if you have an API which you're providing maybe weather data, and someone makes a request requesting data for a specific area, that person is returned a 402 status code, meaning that they have to make a payment for them to receive the data. So that's just in the simplest term possible. And just on the doc, what X402 is used for. So X402 is the open standard where you make USDC payments for HTTP requests. So it's for sellers, for anyone who wants to monetize their content and want their clients to make direct payments without having to set up wallets or have credit cards or have virtual cards to make payments for that. So that is one use case for X402. A second is for buyers, just now human developers like us or AI agents. So if you're developing an agent that is seeking to access paid services and you don't want to provide your credit card or your pin your bank pins to the agent. So this is the best format. So without any accounts, manual payment flows. So both the seller and the buyer interact directly through HTTP request, and the payment are handled through the X402 protocol. So yeah, back to our agenda. I explained what is base pay and X402. So why use them over traditional payment method? Why would you opt to integrate X402 payment on your service over allowing people to make payment with credit cards on your service? So the traditional flow of how payments are made: user wants a premium content or an API access. Let me give an example of, you want to pay for what? OpenAI access. So you have to create an account. You have to have a credit card or a debit card. You subscribe monthly or a bulk credit. So example for OpenAI, you buy credits. For a subscription on Cloud, it is monthly subscription. So after creating an account and having a credit card, you now have a monthly subscription or bulk credits. So it's very rare for you to make payments with your credit card or your debit card or your virtual card on use basis, like you're making payments for only what you're using. Then there's complex billing and overpayment and probably vendor lock-in, or everyone has probably at some point experienced a pain of you forgot to cancel a subscription, and then you find, God damn, my subscription was cut, and maybe it's not a service you really were using. You just forgot to cancel the subscription. So that is the current traditional web payment for maybe premium content or subscription content. The traditional one for our crypto, yes, you will make that, but not for subscription basis technically, but crypto payments. If you're to pay for a product using your stablecoin wallet, this is the flow that has been there. So user wants to pay for a service, they have to connect their wallet. So first of all, your service has to allow them to be able to connect their wallet to approve spending, and then they pay a very high gas fee for the product. They wait for block confirmation, and then the service is finally delivered. So this is quite a flow. But the base pay solution is, user wants premium content or API. They just authenticate using either their fingerprint or touch face or face ID, whichever, depending on how you set your base account. And then there's instant micropayments, so you can pay for as low as $0.01. I am sure very few credit cards can allow you to make a payment below $1. And then the service is delivered. So the process is shorter and not as complex as compared to having credit card. And this is not a subscription. You have to authenticate for this before the service is before the money is actually deducted from your account. So you get to have quite a flexibility on how you make payments. So yeah, so far I think we have done the understanding what they are and the why, and why we should integrate them. For X402, as I explained, the X402 is technically allowing for payment over HTTP requests. So there's so many use cases you can use with X402. But we're going to start with a base payment on the technical integration. So I don't think we're going to create a new project for this. This is something we had a look at it during our last session. For those who are not in our last session, I am going to rush through what this code is doing exactly. So we have a base org account. This is the SDK we're using to access the base account SDK, the pay, and the get status. So to access those three methods, we are using base org account SDK, and then we have a UI, the normal base org account UI. We've imported the React one because we're using React in this instance, but I think they have one for React Native, if I'm not wrong, but you can explore the documentation further. And then within the app, we are managing state by the state of whether someone is signed in, whether this is to check the payment status and set the status. This is a payment ID to track which payment was made when, and this is just for the theme. This is to initialize the SDK. I am rushing through this because this is something we did last week, and since we're using the same code to handle base pay, I want to explain it before we actually run and test. So this is how you initialize the SDK. So the create base SDK, this is what enables you to sign in, that is to authenticate on platforms using your base account. So you pass the app name and the app logo, and there is also the chain ID, but chain ID, we said it's optional. You pass them, you limit yourself to those number of chains. But as of now, the SDK supports 9 chains. Then there's handle sign-in. This is how you do sign-in, authenticate to an application using your base account. Just a simple line of try and catch where you get the provider using the SDK that you initialized here and make a request to the method wallet connect. I explained that there's 2 methods. If request account and wallet connect. Wallet connect is you authenticate using your account. If request is you request, it's like that's not authenticating. You're more of like getting the address or getting the account. It's like get account and sign in, get user and sign in and log in. Say that. So then you set the is signed in to true. Yeah, so this is basically the what handles sign in, and we had a button here that was handling sign in with base. We did that. We're going to see it on the UI anyway, since it's still here. So for the USDC payment using pay function, so this is just a very simple function, the pay function. It takes the amount, the to, and the test net. There is also another parameter. So let's go back to the docs. Pick for a new parameter that can be passed to pair information. This is optional, pair information configuration for data callbacks. So this is pair information is you can pass the info, the request, the information request from the pair and the callback. This is to receive callback for like a server-side validation. The interface for info request is you provide the type, if it's an email, it's a physical address, it's a phone number. This is where we said, we mentioned last week, you can provide more details for the payer on the request for pay. But as of now, we're just going to go with just the necessary ones, which is amount, to, and the testnet, which is true. If you want to use mainnet, you either omit this line of code or you provide it as false. For the rest of the code, this sets the payment ID to this ID we initialized here. This is for us to track payments. Then for set payments status, so payment initiated, click check status to see the status. So the check status uses the get status, the get payment status from the SDK too. And if the payment ID does not exist, you return you didn't get the payment ID. And when the payment ID exists, it's a try and catch in the function to check the status, the payment status. I think I don't have to go so deep into that explaining it, not unless there's someone with a question. So I'm just going to close this and run it again. So okay.
So if you're following, feel free to interject and
yes,
add your questions in the comment section.
Eddie?
Yes, I'm here.
Were you saying something? I might have missed.
Oh, yes. So I was mentioning that if someone is following, they can add in the comment section their questions or comments or additional feedback.
Okay, sure. So the application did run. You see, we have the sign in with base, the one I explained. We did this last week. So for base pay, okay, you do not need to sign in for you to do base pay, but you need to have a base account. So the first step of you using base pay, finally, the first step of you using base pay is to have a base account. I'm excited because it's the first time it has worked. I have been trying to fund this account and has not been working, but yeah, it's finally working. So let me go back first of all to this. Sign in with base. This is the flow of signing in with base. You don't need to sign in for you to do base pay, but you need to have an account. So in this instance, if we didn't have an account, we will be asked to create one. So you do the flow of creating an account, then you get the wallet address, then let me close this, cancel. When you click base payment, this is after creating an account. You can't do base payment without a base account, but you can do base payment without signing in. You don't need to sign in for you to use the pay function. So in this case, if you go here to settings, you get to see view wallet, buy, receive. You can connect with your Coinbase to use the balance, the ETH balance on your Coinbase account. Then you can manage your profile, manage how apps perform actions on your behalf. Then there is account recovery, the social account recovery. Remember, we didn't get to have the 12 seed phrase in the base account. You're using passkeys, so you can generate a recovery key and store it well for you to be able to recover your base account just in case you lose it. But I am just going to concentrate on the base pay. So the application is requesting how many? 0.1. This amount is in USD. The SDK will do the equivalent of the USDC to the amount you provide here. Then this is the to address, and the testnet is set to true. So for testing, we're going to open that address first to confirm if the payment is going to. So we currently have 13.9 USDC and this amount of ETH, and we are making a payment of, what did that go? We're making a payment of 0.1 USDC, so we should have something close to 14 USDC after I make this payment. So I click pay now, and so I have to authenticate. Okay. Yes, give me time to do this authentication with my phone. Yes, so yes, so yeah, so we see you remember the flow was after the payment, you're told payment initiated, click check status to see the results. So I go back here and checks, click payment status not found. Let's not this. Maybe we didn't console log. Okay, this was not. The payment was not made. No, it's a different. Oh, I was checking a different. This is the set address, but the
You say
status
you're
is.
rich on all accounts.
Sorry.
You're rich on all Sepoli accounts.
Those are just Sipoli accounts. If only. So I think we're going to retry this. I don't know why. Let me add logs so that we can see what's going wrong. I'm actually happy. Logs on the handle status. Did we get this? Status. console log. Yeah, okay, we think that's okay. Status, payment status, the status. Okay. Let's add logs and test again to see. Okay, click base pay. Oh, I had checked the wrong account. The account we are testing with is this, which, yeah, okay. So pay. Okay, something went wrong. Just a minute. Again, let me try this. Okay, let's check the status. Status not found. I really don't know what's going on. And the payment was not made. Neither was the account deducted. Okay. So we see if it's creating an ID actually. Okay, the previous one was deducted. The previous payment was deducted, yes. Then why is the status not found? Okay. We're going to push this code to our community, and your assignment is to debug why the payment is being made and the status is not updating.
We believe you. It works.
You saw that the deduction was made. The balance is now 9.8. Actually, both trials, the deduction was made. Maybe the status checking is having a bug, and this should quickly take us to export.
Have we checked the logs?
Before I go there. Oh yeah, the ID is being created because I can see it here.
Yeah.
And then check status.
So Fred is asking for the GitHub link.
Well, once I'm done, I'm going to push this to GitHub and share it at the end of the call.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's your assignment. We are quickly going to move to, because of time, but you can see how you understand the flow now. It's actually, I saw this guy, the Linux, the one who did Linux. They said the best way for you to learn how to code is getting errors. If you don't get errors, then, yeah. If you're not getting errors, then you're not learning how to code. I mentioned something about let's go back to the code. I mentioned something about a callback that you can provide. Yeah, here on the pair info. So if you're using the pay function on your server, or on your backend, let me say that, you need a callback URL. You don't have to check like status every time to make request to the get status method. You can provide a callback URL to receive callbacks when the status updates. So I think that's enough knowledge for you all to get started with base pay. We're going to quickly move to this is going to be on the server side. Yes, I think it's logged in. Yes. So we're going to create a new. We're going to go to docs. Can not close this. Let me not close it. Expo to for this. We're going to follow the docs. So we're going to set up, as I explained, there is the two sides. There is making payment with Expo2 and receiving and making your HTTP queries payable. So that is what we're going to do for now, for today. So the quick start for you as a developer who wants to build an application that is accepting USDC payment for HTTP request. So what do you require? You require a crypto wallet to receive funds. We already have that. You require a CDP account and API keys. So this is for mainnet use until other facilitators go live for now. But we're not going to use this. It's optional for now. Then you need Node and NPM or Python if you're using Python. And then we're going to create an existing API or server. So this is what you require. So we're going to go with the Express one. We're going to do the server one since on the base pay we did it on the front end. So okay, all right. I'm going to do this. Okay, no. NPM. Package base each. You can call it like that. Okay. I did this the wrong way. Just sorry. X forward to payments. X forward to payments and NPM init. Okay. As this was just a quick setup for what we're going to use. Yeah, so after that we're going to follow the tutorial. So what we need is so the required dependencies is X42 Express and Coinbase X42. This is if you're using the mainnet facilitator, but if you're not, you don't need this. But we're going to install both of them. So we're going to copy this and have an installment. The reason I didn't have a different flow on this, like we had initially on how to go about the base account, the installation, is because the X42 documentation is so straight to the point. I would advise using it. It explains everything step by step on how to go about making adding X42 payment on your server. So yeah. This is going to take a while. NPM. I don't love NPM. Let's open it so that we can know when it's done installing. think we're going to use
Have the packages been listed?
this. This is going to take a while. I want us to use an application where it's already installed. With npm, this is going to take a while to do the installation. Yes. What's this? No, not this. Why? Where is it labeled export? Okay. Whatever we're going to create, I was getting this. The installation is done. So on our side, what we're doing is we're setting up. Go back. We're setting up a HTTP request that is payable for, but we might not be able to make the payments from this side. So we're going to do the buyer side maybe later today if time allows, or that's going to be something you're going to explore also on your own. So we will need a payment middleware. So what is this middleware doing? So you're going to provide a facilitator URL. So for testing, we just use this, the provided, which works on this Sipoli. So for production, the facilitator that you're going to use is you're going to get it from the CDP portal. You're going to get it from the CDP portal, and then we're also going to provide the routes you want to protect. So first of all, first step we're supposed to do is implement the route we want to protect. So just quickly have index.js. Yeah. We did first. We import Express. This is a trip down the memory. I don't remember the last time we used Express. And it's not Express. We're in Express name. Express. Yeah. We're
You know,
importing
only
from
Nigerians would
Express.
what the anyway.
Sorry?
No, I'm saying the reference might have been, but there's an expressway everywhere now. So yeah.
Oh. For this, and then we're going to import what we need. So for now, we're just creating we're creating the route that we want to be paid for. So all we need to create is a simple express, which, if I'm being honest, I am kind of so rusty with express. We get it from express. Yes, and then app.get, which is an endpoint. We can call it base community repo URL. Let's say, yeah, base EA community. I don't want a long name. Okay, yes. And we put this in the, and oh, I will be so proud of myself if I can remember this. Oh yeah. So you pass the request and the response. It's a trip down memory for both of us, you and me, because
Yeah.
Express is the first before we moved to Next and other languages that abstract all this from you. Then
So
what
that's
are we
the route
protecting
that we're
here?
getting
This is the route that we're going to protect. So we're first
on
going to create
Express.
a simple route. Sorry?
No, just carry on.
We're
Yeah.
going to create a simple route that we're going to protect. So I'm just going to actually make it quick and get all this from here. Oh, yes, and I think we shouldn't have closed this here. This should be closed here. Then yes. So not whether this is this EA community for all. Why am I for all? And message, happy coding. I just remembered it's weekend, so he said we say happy weekend. No, I think we have an error because we're not providing this. Yep. So yeah, so this should be running on a port, so we should provide the port, and I have to, yeah. So I'll place in the port, and then yeah. So we have to provide app dot port, the port. Which do you mean prototype? App dot port. What? Am I doing the wrong thing or what? Yes. Then provide the ports, say, let's say 80, and then there's something we're missing. I am sure of that. Yeah, this, but we do, and then we provide a message that will be shown when this runs, which is, yeah, wow, so I can remember this. We say server running on port 80. Yes, so with that. Mama. Console log. Forgot this. Why? How will it be shown if I can't log it? Then I also want us to have a simple app. Okay, let's just. So if we run this, clear. think we can run this. We have the script running. We don't have a script to run. This is should have start. I should have that runs node what trans node index.js. Then we have and I hope I made sense of that script. Type, yeah. Should have a type over here. Type, yeah. Why do we have to do all this manually? What is it? App.get is not a function. We're missing. Oh yeah. We should have this brackets over here. Yes. And run again. App.port is not a function. Okay. What am I missing? Oh, app.listen. You saw me say app.port and you're not commenting to tell me it's app.listen.
Yeah. I was letting you cook.
Yeah, I will share the GitHub. I was checking the comments to see. Oh yeah, yes, it's running.
Yeah.
So we have now a route. If we go to this route, localhost 8080 slash host 8080 slash base ea com.
It works.
Rest.send is not a function. Okay, rest.send is not a function. Why? I want to make the debugging faster. Might have missed something. App.use, app.get. So this. No, I don't think we're missing anything.
Can you go back to the code? Are we supposed to import the 4.2 library?
No, we're not using it yet.
Okay.
We're using that here on the middleware. We're not using it yet. We're just creating a simple route. Okay, why are we suffering in the era of AI? Someone asked me that yesterday.
No, I mean, you win, no answer.
What are we missing? Oh, okay. We should have the request before the response. Is that true? Yeah, the request before the response. They do have a format which you should use. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm also shocked. I'm like,
I really hope their AI is not hallucinating and that's the truth.
Maybe AIs have Fridays.
They're already in the Friday mood and they're not. Oh no, it was not hallucinating. So you get the reports. Community for all, happy weekend. So yeah, our endpoint is working. So now this endpoint is what we are going to protect with the middleware. So we're going to create a middleware. I hope we all know what is a middleware. Before we access this route, the middleware checks if the necessary requirements to access the route. that you use middleware to check whether the user is authenticated or whether the user has permissions to access the route. So in our case, it's a middleware to check whether the user has paid for the data. So we want you to pay us some USDC before we tell you happy weekends. So we're going to use this middleware. That's why we're using app.use. I am going to just copy it and explain it when it is here, and then import the we're going to import payment middleware that we're using here, and the network. The network is to specify whether you want base Sipoli or you want base mainnet. For X402, it's not like base pay. It's not across the 9 networks, just for base only. So you're going to provide your receiving wallet address, so the wallet address that is paid for this service. And then the route, we are going to change this route to our route, which is base.com. So this is the protected route. We're going to change it to that. Okay, what a base. And then the amount, so you provide the amount to be paid. So for purposes of visibility, we can use 1 USDC, and the network is basically this facilitator. Is what is the working behind the old payment middleware and how the payments are made to the request and the response you get, the 402 response you get. So for basically, you use this. It's provided. If you're using it on mainnet, you go to CDP. We're going to go explore CDP if we have time, which I don't think we have, to check where to get the URL for the facilitator when you're using it on mainnet. So we're going to quickly grab the address, the same address we were using for base pay. We're going to quickly grab that address. I hope we can note the balance so that we know when the payment was made. It's 5.8. So if we make a payment, it should be 6. But I will give a disclaimer even before we run this. It's not going to make the payment. The route is protected. So it's going to respond with a 402 response. So we're just going to receive a 402 response. We are not going to, it's going to authenticate, but the payment is not going to be deducted. I will give a disclaimer for that. When I was testing, I had to open this, which I will explain what is going on here after we're done testing on this side. So it should at this point not take us to. So yes, so we run this unless it was not updated. Let me, we do not have node what to do. Okay. The X42 Express does not provide, this is
No, that's weird.
That is weird. Let's see. But it's not even used. Why?
Yeah, because you haven't. No. It's you're already referring to it when you're calling the test.
It's saying it's not in use.
Oh. Could you go to the docs and check? Yeah.
The docs is using is importing a network.
Yeah, so they're using network.
So this is the client. So this is the client because it's making. I want the server, Express server.
Okay. You want to check on whether we were able to also import, but it should have, because
I don't think the network is being imported, because even if I reference to it here, it still shows it's not in use. Let me remove it and see, because I am referencing to it here, but it still shows that it's not in use. Clear this. Yes, finally.
Okay. So it's already assumed. So maybe the docs, I mean, are a
Is
bit outdated.
outdated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the code I'm checking is their code on GitHub. So yes, oh finally, oh yes. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it provides to access this content, please pay 1 USDC on base poly. You've been given the wallet, the available balance, the amount, the base. So if you click pay now, you get a pop-up. You shouldn't be getting this in the case where you're using it on the client. I am going to explain the code I showed previously, but you should have provided the private key on the environment variables to make the payment. So this is the message. The message you're signing, you're not making payments here. You're just generating the signature with your private key. So you confirm, and it's requesting content with payment. So in this case, I will say there is a 90% probability the payment was not made. Yes, as
But in
expected,
activity,
because
it
this
says
is just
confirmed. Could you go to
sorry.
activity on the wallet? In the wallet, on activity, either we check the wallet or on scanner to see the activity that is on that address.
It doesn't show activities where you sign the message. We just signed a message. We didn't make a
Okay.
payment,
Okay. Oh, I
and I
thought you were making
explained
payment.
why. I will explain why. But as of now, you can see you can't access the route that is protected without receiving the message to make payments. I'll explain why it's not working. But so this is just the simplest way of creating a route and protecting it using the payment middleware. So on their GitHub, let's go to GitHub. There is the Express. This is an example of the Express server that demonstrates how to use to implement paywave functionality in your API. So with this, you have it on the server, and then when you're running it on the client side, the client is the one who is paying. So when you're running it on the client side, index.ts, yes. So this is where you configure the private key, the resource, the URL you're protecting, and then this is the endpoint. This is the server URL, and then this is the endpoint. And then if they're not available, you get a message of missing this. So then the private account, you convert the private key to an account. So you get an account from the private key provided. Then with payment interceptor, which you're importing from X42 Axios. And then you provide the URL that is protected and the account that is making the payment, and then the payment is made. So this is to create a protected route. This using Axios. So you remember we said we have the seller and the buyer side on the X42. So what we did on our side is the seller side. We have a protected route. So from the buyer side, you pay to this protected route. I think I will just request for like a few minutes for us to test making the payments. I hope that's okay with everyone. We're going to have a very quick. No. Okay, I think I can show it from here. I don't have to the code. I don't have to do what to write another code. So this is on the server side. What we just did. So what is indeed this is their code base. This is not something I did right now. So what is on their code base is this. They created a protected route, just like what we have done on our side. So this is their code for protected route. Has many other things, but just pay attention to the part where the middleware is added and the protected route is created here. So this is on the server. This is what we just did. So on the client side, which we haven't done, but I'm going to explain it with this code that is here. So on the client side, you will provide the private key of that account, and then the resource server. The resource server, for example, is our endpoint, localhost 8080, and then the endpoint, the protected endpoint in our case is base EA.com. So those are what we're going to provide in the environment variables, and then the API with payment interceptor. I honestly also want to understand this. So this enables the payment of APIs using X42 payment protocol. This is the best way to learn. If you don't understand something, just click it and go to where the code is and try to understand the code. So when a request receives a 402 response, so in our case here, the response that is received once we try to hit this is an X402 payment. That's why we get the pop-up of you have to pay 1 USDC to get the content from the URL you're trying to hit. So you receive a 402 response. You extract the payment requirements from the response. So you see the signature we signed is what you're going to be extracting the payment requirements from that. Then you create a payment header using the provided wallet client. Then you retrieve the original request with the payment header, and then you expose the X402 response header in the final response. So these two steps were not, the last two steps were not done in the server that we did. So that's why there was no payment that was made. So the parameters you have is Axios, which add the interceptor, Axios instance to add the interceptor. This is the payment interceptor. So this is where the payment is being made. Let me use simple terms. Then a wallet client that can sign a transaction and create payment header. That
So,
is where we...
so Christian, question. It would
Yes.
also help to understand from my use case approach or use case perspective how
Yeah.
base pay would be relevant to a solution. So that could be from
Base
if
pay or
I'm a dev and I'm
X402?
build base pay, because I believe 4.2 is a bit broader. So, and of course, to already integrate X4.2. So, how could we, implement this in our applications and in our solutions now that we know how to set up base pay?
For base pay is, for example, if you have an e-commerce and you want people to make payments for your product, you just use the base pay. They will have a base account. So first of all, you use this account to authenticate them to your e-commerce. So all your customers that are using base pay need to have a base account. So you use base account to authenticate, for example, to that e-commerce platform. And then when they're doing the checkout, you use the pay function to prompt them to make the payments.
So is there a way that, for example, I could integrate this in, social commerce, like WhatsApp,
Yes.
where someone can pay for a good and have it delivered?
Yes. You can implement it. It's just a function, like any other. The way you have a function that is called and provides a pop-up, it's the same way base pay works. The pay function, when you pass the parameters, you can use it anywhere that you need to make payments. Whether it's in a social account, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's tipping, you can literally use it anywhere you need to make payments, and you're authenticating your users using base account. That is the requirement. They don't have to be signed in for them to make payments, but they have to have a base account. So anywhere you're using base account, social applications, e-commerce, what else would you be building? Staking, like any application you're building that needs your users to make payments, you can authenticate with base account and then use base pay for accepting or prompting users to make payments in your application. The
Okay.
X402 is a bit wide, and as you mentioned, I think the knowledge we have so far on that X402 is substantial for the devs to explore further. And I'll push this to GitHub and also provide a link to their GitHub. These are the X402 GitHub, where you can explore further on how we could have made that payment if time doesn't allow for us to go ahead and test it.
Oh, and something came to mind. So I think when we noticed that error on the import, where we're importing network and it wasn't there, so probably just as a note to the devs who are watching, probably that could be a pull request that someone can commit, and if you've not contributed to open source, that's really what contributing to open source looks like. It's not as complex
Yes.
as we might think. It's as simple as just pointing out some of these things, and then that's when you start you start getting going in pushing to open source and making pull requests. You can just open an issue and say that this doesn't work, and it's probably deprecated. But I think at that point, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call it close an evening GM time. Like there's something that Christian would want to add. I think we can do another session because I believe base pay is quite significant. So maybe we can do a part 2 of this, where we show how to use this with Coinbase development platform, so that devs can set up a CDP account and really get going with this. It's the same it's the same implementation that Shopify uses, where they accept payments from for merchants, and also merchants can accept payments through BasePay. So it's highly recommended to give it a closer look, see how we can implement M-Pesa payments with this, how you can do MTN mobile money with this, and I believe there's so many possibilities we can explore with BasePay.
Yes. Also, X402, it's very wide. It will also need part 2 of it. Actually,
Okay.
this payment needs a whole series on how it works, and then we build an app. So for now, is explaining how they work. The next
Maybe
sessions,
that's
we are
what we
going
should
to
do.
actually building an application with BasePay. We are going to do and maybe an e-commerce platform for the 1 hour we usually have with BasePay, where we authenticate with Base app and then we make payments with BasePay. For the GitHub, I will just share. I think you could share just this. All our GitHub repos on our community will be public.
Yes, so it's actually based East Africa on github.com, and you can join the organization, can start contributing there, make a pull request, and be part of this community. We I think 3 minutes past time, because we began a bit like 5 minutes into the to this session, so we can close it at that. And yes, I think you've already answered Fred's comment. Thank you all for
Oh
joining.
yeah, thank you all for joining. Give me feedback on X on yes. Give us feedback and also request for more topics and request for applications that we can build as a community.